First hit. Yeah. Tell me good look.
That's what he said.
Get busy this game.
You never stop when you get burnt.
Okay, Coach, so the folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Fielded about a yard deep, and he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the play. It's a gain of just 3. The defense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They're going to look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Austin Seibert on for the extra point.
That's on me.
It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now a handoff working right. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. They'll look to throw. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Throwing quickly, and this is caught by Moncrief. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Dante Moncrief, his 1st touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agreed totally. Excellent bounce back. Tremendous poise. He's never lost. And obviously he can do that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Back up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They give him a gain of 38. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. He'll run it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. These two teams all tied after one. First down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. T.J. Watt in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
What the hell going on with him?
On 2nd down, Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play that time for Cleveland. 48 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson now gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back.
Catch there to the running back. This attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Jackson. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And Jackson throwing once more. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. DJ Chark with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Yep.
Back to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Credit the sack to Malik Jefferson. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
57.
Back to throw here. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
It's taken on the 25. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Switch! Watch the eye! Echo! Hey, check! Mike 50, check, go!
From just shy of midfield, Jackson, that one complete. He finds Sharp. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Jackson on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. This one from 35 yards away. Seibert's kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Hey, team 6, team 6. Hey.
They'll look to throw here. And got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Hey, Alpha.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Go.
Max 50. Check back. 50's the mark. 50's the mark.
They'll throw now on the final play. Going for the deep ball. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Safarian Jenkins has it. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Here we go, here we go. 8, read.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down, they'll run with White. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A quick pass out to Juju. A gain of 6 there on first.
61, match box, right.
The 37-yard line.
Hey, high 7.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
2nd and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abuka in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case, because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
The Browns drive about to get started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any.
Accelerating, and off he goes. The 40, past the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Andy Isabella taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold them.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Slip. Where'd he go?
Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Hayward!
49 to Mike, 49 to Mike.
He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. Johnson was the intended receiver. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Check three, check three, check three. Under 10.
That's what.
Tighten up. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, he sets and this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run with Hunt, and he takes this one in for a Browns score. Kareem Hunt, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Looking to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Here we go on 4th down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler 1st. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Let's go, boys.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Hey, exit. Hurry now.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Right here. We got to step it up.
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
But it brings up 3rd down.
They're going to look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
60 outlaw, you draw quarter.
2nd and 1. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Bandit. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
You're trapped.
He'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, Charlie.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll set up to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And now the Steeler offense staying out there. And they'll go for 2.
Go on.
Connor going to try and run it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
New Mike 52, Mike 52.
Silver.
Right side. Time ball. Wheel. What's right?
On first down, Hunt. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Last stop.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Andy Isabella with his second TD of the game, his sixth on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. He'll drop to throw. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll run on first down. It's Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Second and 11 at the 20-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. spinning past him. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. And oh, can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now they try the right side here. Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
60 Pittsburgh.
Pick it up. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 3 down, 3 down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cleveland, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they'll get to stay home again